Here we go. Here we go, brownies. The kids cardiac. Catch me in the Muni where the party at. Dog pound, turn up with the elf up on my starter cap. Brought him back. Boy, we from the land and we proud of that. Louder man, front to the back. Here we go, I got him shouting that. Here we go, brownies. Here we go. Here we go, brownies. Here we go, brownies. Here we go, brownies. Game on the line, Joe Thomas, I promise. Jim Brown running through opponents, how I got this. I return like Josh Cripps. Hand for the mini, got the dog pound jumping. Here we go, brownies. Here we go. Here we go, brownies. Here we go, brownies. Here we go, brownies.
Cleveland! This is for you! This is for you!
Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the Here We Go Brownies podcast. I'm Allie Ellery, coming at you live from Pensacola, Florida. Joined with me, as always, we've got Dustin out in Cleveland, Ohio. Real quick, guys, if you haven't downloaded it already, please be sure to download the Mr. Heroes app. You can get buy one, get one offers just for signing up. You get rewards points. You can order food within the app. It's just great tool and resource to, frankly, get some good food. Dustin, how you living?
You know, not a lot's been happening lately. You leave for, you go work, and we're at a football game. Shedeur Sanders gets thrust in, not by choice, but because of a concussion, and now he's the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. and we won a road game on Sunday.
We did. And that's really exciting. I'm very happy to be coming back from almost 2 weeks being out traveling for work to be able to come back on this show and talk about a Browns win. It's not something we've been able to do a lot this season, Dustin, and to do it in a way where you won convincingly, right? It wasn't just kind of a fluky win. Maybe they made, a last-minute play to seal the game. No, they actually dominated this game. Defense was insane. We'll talk about it, but you got to see a game-planned Shedeur Sanders, and it was a lot of fun to watch. There were things in this offense that happened offensively where I was like, wow, that should give you some hope, right? That is fun. I'm glad to see this. It just looked different. And even in some of the stuff that was released post-game in the locker room, it looked like there was some life there. Overall, I just came away from that really excited for several different reasons.
Yeah, and let's just say when Myles Garrett, with all of his off-season disgruntledness that he had, to see him do one of these, whoa, and be excited what he saw on the field, and for that to be the longest, I think it was the longest throw of the year for our offense.
Crazy, by the way, but I think that's correct.
Yeah. So just put that into perspective, but then to see him continually play, and you know what? I don't care about our draft picks next year. I want us to win 2 or 3 down the stretch here. And if he's the guy, go get me a Tate. Go get me an offensive tackle. Go get me something we can build around a guy on a rookie contract, because we're kind of stranglehold with our cap situation. Hey, we got a lottery ticket and we won. Sign me up for that, right? I'm tired of chasing the ghosts of quarterbacks past, or free agencies, or digging through somebody's garbage bin that doesn't want this quarterback. I don't know. Last month, I'm kind of over it. I'm just kind of done. I'm tired of chasing quarterbacks, and I want to see him succeed. And boy, the poise that he has and the confidence, he looks so relaxed out there. And I can't say that for a lot of other quarterbacks. And Cody Kessler was on Skip Bayless, and he said, yeah, it hasn't happened since Allie's been born, people. It hasn't happened since Allie's been born. Can I just say that? So the fact that he went out there as a rookie quarterback and did that, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you. I will say, I think it's obviously we're excited, right? But I think it is a little premature to say, well, F them picks. We don't necessarily care.
Well,
We don't.
I want the
obviously-
picks, but I don't want to chase for.
I know what you mean. I hear you. I hear exactly what you're saying. But obviously, that was one game, small sample size. Thankfully, we saw Shedeur at a time where there's still football left to be played, and against some pretty good defenses. I mean, let's just take a look at the schedule going forward. Sunday, you host the Niners. That is an electric defense. That is a very good defense in the National Football League. I'm excited to see what that looks like, how they are game planning around.
Two amazing defenses head to head, right?
Because obviously, all the credit to what happened Sunday, to the players. They showed out. It was wonderful. It was awesome. But also, just want to highlight the Raiders that's a pretty bad football team. That's not a lot of optimism there.
So are the Jets. The Jets are
So
pretty bad.
So are the Jets. So I'm excited to see Shedeur go up against some of these tougher teams. You got the Niners. Tougher teams, but some of these are very winnable. So let's just go through the remainder of the schedule. The Niners, then you have the Titans at home. You go to Chicago, host the Bills, host the Steelers, and then at Cincinnati. Look, there's a path here. There is. Now, again, don't want to get
there are 6 games left. Okay. You could easily go 500 in those games. There is nothing saying you can't go 6-10, 6-11 or what. But all I know is even this weekend's game, like it's 6.5, and a lot of people are saying, good luck, San Francisco this weekend. You got to go into Cleveland in really horrible weather with snow squalls. It's not going to be and their defense, as you know, typically doesn't travel. It did this weekend. And they're like, you're going to have to go up against that defense at home. Good luck. That's going to be a tough out for the Niners. The Niners don't want to be playing this game right now. They don't want to be playing this game.
Brock Purdy just threw 3 picks the other night.
By the way, against the Panthers, they look like they're very beatable. I mean, that game was just sloppy and clunky and all the things. It was like 20-9.
Yeah. It wasn't a fun game.
You know what it looked like? It looked like a Browns game, like 20-9. We couldn't get the offense going, and the other team beat us just because they were able to score more points.
It wasn't offensively good football for a lot of that game, but still. So we're going to get into that here in a little bit. We're going to have David on. And then we're actually going to wrap up a little bit earlier than usual tonight. Of course, we're going to go about 45-50 minutes here. It's Thanksgiving Eve. We've got family in town. Hopefully that you've got somebody that you can celebrate with. So enjoy the holidays. Before we get into it, Dustin, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? You're a big turkey guy. What's your thing?
People are going to watch this show, but I'm from Idaho. What do you think my favorite dish is? It's going to be potatoes. Now, and here, so we're gonna, let's have a little fun tonight. It's the pre-Thanksgiving show. Do you like smooth, creamy mashed potatoes, or do you like them lumpy a little bit?
Yes, I like them either way.
But I mean, do you have a preference, lumpy or smooth and creamy?
I really don't think that I do have a preference. I enjoy both. I like the occasional lump. It's nice to have a little surprise potato in there, but
yeah. So I'm a little. My grandmother had a recipe. She even puts the skins in there, leaves the skins in there, and it's a really good recipe. But I tell you, my favorite is probably honestly gravy over the mashed potatoes, and the turkey is probably my favorite part because the gravy and the mashed potatoes, just that stuffing. Stuffing. I'm just. If
it's done the right way, it's wonderful.
Thank you.
Otherwise, take it or leave it. Yeah.
Yeah. There are some people that you go to their dinner and they made the best turkey and they made this and you're like, that stuffing's a little, it's a little mid. Yeah, it's a little mid, right? So that I don't do the cranberry. Whatever that weird thing. Yeah. The thing that comes in the can that people eat once a year and slice. I'm out on that. Big pumpkin pie guy. I like that. Oh, green bean casserole.
Classic.
The green bean casserole has always been something that I can go back for seconds on green bean casserole.
I'm just looking forward to it. I like Thanksgiving food. What I look forward to is a nice creamed corn. I love some creamed corn. That is, I love it. I just like corn.
Cream corn I can do without. Like, I don't know, cream corn. Like corn in general, unless it's corn on the cob, I'm not the biggest
Yeah,
fan.
see, I like corn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've got my mom in town, so we're hosting, and we've got an abundance of food. So if you're in Pensacola and need a place, come on over. All right, let's get into it. First and foremost, real quick, when I tell you about our friends over at Stadium Mustard, guys, if you don't have Stadium Mustard in your kitchen this season, you're doing it wrong. The iconic brand, the iconic taste, beloved from ballparks to backyards and everywhere in between. Stadium Mustard is a smooth brown mustard rich in both taste and tradition. By the way, it's loved by millions, so be sure to head on over to stadiummustard.com to shop now. Hey, put this on your turkey. You know, that's probably good.
Actually, they have a recipe for stuffing using Stadium mustard. Speaking of stuffing, so I was thinking that probably tastes interesting, a little tangy. Makes maybe gives your stuffing a little kick to a little bit.
Yeah. If you are thinking, hey, I don't really want to cook, check out our friends over at City Barbecue. They've got smoked meats, award-winning meat, sauces, sides. They do it right. You can get your events catered. They'll come to you, or of course, go to them, get a great meal. So there you go. Let's just start with the defense against the Raiders. Obviously, Miles was just insane. I saw a comment here that the prediction is he's going to break the record on Sunday. I can see it. I like it. He was insane, but overall, the defense as a whole, the entire defensive unit was just playing just solid football, together football, good team defense. Look, I think Devin Bush had a great game. Carson Swessinger, he is always making a play. I think, honestly, put some money on him to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's a clear favorite there. Man, it's just this defensive line. Mason Graham had a great game. He is one of the reasons, this interior of the defensive line is one of the reasons that Miles is able to do this. Hats off. What a performance by the Browns defense, Dustin.
Yeah, and let's just talk about his performance. 4 sacks in a football game. He just broke his own franchise record for, obviously, sacks, but he's 5.5 away from tying or 6 breaking the. I mean, this is insane, the path that Myles Garrett is on for this football team. And, 10 sacks in a football game, I don't care what team you're playing, that's a lot of sacks. To get 10 sacks, I felt like it was Oprah out there. You get a sack. You get a sack. They were just handing out sacks to everybody. So, yeah, this team, I'm looking forward to them coming back home. I'm not going to spoil David's thunder here, but Alex Wright was doing a signing yesterday. Got to speak with him. He feels good. He was pissed that he didn't get a sack, and part of the sack crew. He's going to play this Sunday, he feels. So another guy back into that defensive line is going to help us. So, yeah, I think I'm excited to watch this defense. And, man, Schlesinger, man, the way he's playing, the Defensive Rookie of the Year, it's crazy.
Just one of the biggest bright spots, sorry about the dogs, of this team is Carson. He is so much fun to watch. And, he's just always there. He is just always at or near the play and kind of the root cause of that play. So really just excited about this rookie class. I mean, we saw some great plays. Isaiah Bond had a deep ball. He looked good. Obviously Mason Graham, Carson Swessinger, Quinshawn, I think he probably wanted to have a little bit more, but still getting some good production. And of course, Shedeur, he looked good. He looked confident. He looked poised. You mentioned that word, poised. He looked cool, calm, and collected. And to anybody that's surprised by that, that is Shedeur. That is who he is, who we kind of knew him to be coming out of Colorado. He played a ton of college football. He's been there. Just like we say
and he has a nice touch on the ball. That's the other thing that people were talking about. He has that touch, that pedigree, where he knew how to put it right in the breadbasket for Bond, and he was right there on time, right on sync. And that's where he, after that game, he said, I stunk up the place. I've not even thrown to Jerry Jeudy ever. He was very honest and very forthright. And he said, man, give me a week with these guys and learn their cadence and know what they're good and not good, what they're good and bad and indifferent at. And wow, 3 days of practice, look what that does. Now give him another week and 2. I think he's just going to consistently become more confident and clean up those kind of bonehead mistakes like that interception. Those are all going to happen because you're a rookie, but I think he will get better because he's just going to become more confident in his play, right? Because he's learning on the job with these first teamers.
Yeah, it was refreshing to see. And I was impressed with his ability to layer the ball. That's not something that we've seen really with Dylan in his time starting or playing significantly for this team, and his ability to, and that's exactly it, put the touch on the ball. That's kind of layering it, if you will, in between defenders, behind the linebacker. So excited to see that. I'm excited to see more what it looks like with another week against a good defense. Really, really excited about it.
And the energy that kind of came from that. I mean, you had Wyatt Teller picking him up, and all the things that were happening in this game with these veterans. Just kind of rallying around him and saying, "Hey, you got this, kid." And boy, that's going to go a long way towards his confidence and his excitement. Just to pivot a little bit, did you see the press conference with Shedeur today and what they asked him about the relationship with Kevin Stefanski?
I didn't see it today. I've been kind of all over the place.
So it's very interesting, Allie. I'll just paraphrase it, but literally the guy goes, your fans, right? The Shedeur fans that have been here all along said, what do you take of Kevin Stefanski trying to sabotage, your plan and all that? Like just a zinger from the beat reporter crew. And you can see he put his head down like this. He goes, I really want to just tell him off. And then he looks over and he goes, are you trying to start something today? Like he kind of just piped back at him and he goes, well, no. He goes, and then he kind of calmed down, but you could tell he was pissed. And he goes, no, he's my coach. He's coaching me. We're having a lot of meetings. I'm growing. Like he said all the right things, but you could tell that beat reporter was just looking for something to just try to get in. And that's the thing. That's the thing about this kid. His dad's Deion Sanders. A beat reporter in Cleveland is not going to get him in a gotcha moment. I mean, he's been in front of the national media and all that. You're not going to get him on that. He's going to be like, really? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, I mean, that's the good thing. The family that he comes from and the, situations he's been in, he's kind of a seasoned vet to a certain extent when it comes to being able to handle the media. He's had to have these conversations and answer weird stuff. I mean, if you remember at the Combine, Cam Ward had nobody at his table asking him questions, even though he was the number 1 overall pick. And then they're at Shedeur Sanders' table with 500 people trying to get a question in. And he's used to this. So that's refreshing to hear. It's nice to know, he's not buying or, giving anybody anything in terms of clickbait and anything like that. But yeah, I'm not surprised. All right, let's bring David on. We've got some injury things to talk about, and of course, look ahead to the Niners. But before we do so, here's a quick word from our friends over at Lorello Vineyards.
Here we go, Brownies Nations. We are here with Larry Lorello at Huntington Field to talk about Here We Go Brownies wine and all the other amazing wines at Lorello Vineyards.
Yeah, I just want to tell all of you guys, it's harvest season right now. We just started with some of the whites, and reds will be coming in next. Stop out the winery, all the wineries out in Northeast Ohio, for to check out all the harvest and what we're doing out there. Really good time right now.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go.
Here we go.
Woof, 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 woof.
All right, let's bring him on. The husband of the program, the doctor, Dr. David Ullery. Hi, David.
Hello, Allie. Hey, Dustin.
What's happening?
Hey.
Not a lot. Just a beautiful night in Pensacola.
Yeah, we're about to get a hellacious amount of snow with a lake that picks up the moisture. So I'm jealous. By the way, I told Larry I'm gonna make a rendezvous to Florida this year. I got to get away from the terrible weather for like 3 or 4 days and just enjoy some vitamin D. I didn't even ask you guys this since you're both here. Did you win any money in Vegas? Did you get some gambling in and make some money, or did you say, hey, we donated to the great state of Nevada?
Yes and yes. We definitely.
Now that's not an answer.
Yes. First, we definitely donated a lot of money, but the last day, we won it back. So I would say we're maybe
there it is. You had your gambler's fallacy, like, hey, if we go back, maybe we can win some of it back. Yeah.
I played a night in the hands of blackjack, won us some money, and then we were like, we're up. That's it.
Is that your guys' go-to blackjack? Is that what you guys normally play?
Yeah, typically. That and roulette.
Oh, I'm a dangerous roulette player. That is kind of the only thing I kind of lean towards is roulette. But
And Kong slots.
Oh yeah, we were playing. There was this one slot machine that had it was Kong Gorilla, King Kong, and we are like, this is all we won some money there. So we were like,
He was our boy.
he was our boy.
All right, David, turning it over to you. Thankfully, not anything crazy that happened in this game in terms of an injury standpoint, but let us know about the injury report.
Let them know. I'll look at just kind of run down like we do every week with the Wednesday practice report, just looking at kind of people who are or are not practicing. Really, I guess the significant one, and I think he's already been ruled out. Yes, Brendan Bates, tight end, reserve tight end. I mean, he's fourth on the depth chart, so not a huge contributor, but he's been ruled out for the game, just from a depth standpoint. And otherwise, looking at a bunch of guys resting. And I mean, we're at that time of the year. It's Thanksgiving. It's November. We're really getting into the colder season, so we're going to see a lot of guys resting, especially guys who are every down players. So Joel, Antonio, Bush, Malik Collins, Grant Delpit, who else? Ronnie Hickman, Miles Garrett, all just rested today. Tyson Campbell is limited with his hip injury, but he was a participant, so hopefully we see him out there playing because we know he's been a nice addition to the team midway through the season here. Jerome Ford limited with a hamstring injury. Dylan Gabriel was a full participant in practice. I know he's still in the concussion protocol, but working his way through that. And then Njoku, Schlesinger, Jamari Thrash, all limited. But again, these are just bumps and bruises, day-to-day stuff, nothing that we're really concerned about. And then really the only really significant one otherwise would be Alex Wright with his quad injury. He didn't play last week, and he is still listed as did not practice. So we'll see what comes of it on Sunday. But we know, he's a great player for them on the line, and it's nice at least having Mike Hall back in the interior to kind of buffer things there. And I guess one other one they mentioned was Aiden Huntington. He was also did not practice because of another quad injury. So that's another reason that Mike Hall is back and playing meaningful reps just because of the injury there. But overall, nothing significant, really nothing that severe. Only other update then is that, as I'm sure everyone saw, Deshaun did travel to Las Vegas this past weekend for the game, which is the first time he's joined the team on the road this season. What that means, I don't know. But maybe it's just, Vegas, high profile, that's where he wanted to go, or maybe it's a sign that he is getting closer and closer to being activated. But either way, that was really kind of the update on him and his injury status. And then kind of looking over at the other side of the field with the 49ers, nothing super significant in terms of major injuries. We know Bethune, their linebacker, has an ankle injury and he did not practice. Another defensive end, Oki Inanu, did not practice. Eddie Pinheiro, we know, is not kicking on Sunday. We watched that game. Was it Sunday night or Monday night? Matt Gay was in there kicking for them. They kind of signed him. He won a kicking competition kind of last minute. So we'll see if Eddie Pinheiro is able to come back or not. And everyone else is pretty healthy.
So, David, I was going to say, I don't think you had popped on yet, but Alex Wright did a signing yesterday with Primetime, so I was out there talking to him. He was upset that he didn't get to be in the sack roulette in Vegas. So he was like, the plan is for me to play Sunday. So he may just be getting that extra rest, but it felt like, he was walking just fine. He looked pretty good. So I feel like we may see him out there on Sunday. And to your point, he's a very valuable, and of course, congratulations to him on his new contract.
Yeah.
He's got the 3-year deal on the Browns. So it's good for him. And he was excited to get back out there and, get into that Niners game. You could tell he was kind of chomping at the bit. He goes, sitting there on the couch watching all my guys, get 10 sacks was not very enjoyable.
Sure.
Of course not.
We've got, not that I'm sure you're not going to have the answer to this because I don't think anybody does, but Jason does ask, how's JJ and Carnell?
Yeah, that is a great question. I'll admit,
they're resting is what I heard. They're just kind of resting him. Is that kind of the?
That's the hope.
Yeah.
I was concerned on Sunday or Saturday last week watching JJ walk on the sideline. It looked like he was still kind of laboring and he had almost low back pain, which he injured his back against Illinois, but they said that is not a lingering factor. But Ryan Day did say today in his press conference that everybody was out there practicing. And when asked specifically about JJ and Carnell, he said, we'll see what happens the next 48 hours, but kind of smirked. So if I were a gambling man, I would anticipate seeing both of them strapped up on Saturday, because this class and this team is starving for some gold pants, and they're going to get it.
If I were a gambling woman, which I am, put money on it. All right, let's kind of shift here. Thankfully, no serious injuries to talk about. That's great news, ultimately. Let's kind of shift to talking about how the Browns can put another win together. How can they maybe win 2 in a row? David, Dustin, and I were talking about, kind of the poise that Shedeur had. The offense looked a little bit differently. Obviously, the defense was just incredible. So they were dominating in that game, but going up against the Niners defense, it's pretty tough. Robert Saleh is them rocking and rolling over there in San Francisco. I'm going to start with you, David. How do the Browns kind of string a couple of wins together here? How do they beat the Niners?
Yeah, so and we talked about this earlier in the year in terms of the style of offense and how the Browns had found success against it. Jim Schwartz just loves kind of going up against Kyle Shanahan's sort of coaching tree. We saw it against Green Bay earlier this year, and in fact 2 years ago we saw it against San Francisco in a game that I will never forget, because we were watching that game in a torn up condo on subfloor. There was no floor. There was subfloor. And as Jake Moody was lining up to kick the 50-yarder at the end of the game, one of our neighbors from upstairs knocks on the door, and we're like panicking because he wants to come in, and we're trying to watch this. And so I'll never forget that. It was an amazing win. But so kind of looking at that and really trying to, I guess, tap into that and how they found success there. I think one of the big keys for me is going to be limiting Christian McCaffrey's receiving yards. He is so dangerous out of the backfield. We saw it in their last game. Really didn't have a huge impact rushing the ball. I mean, I think he had around 50 yards rushing. I don't know the exact numbers, but receiving, he is just, left and right up the middle. Like they really know how to get it to him. And that's so dangerous when he's in space. And I think they're kind of having a little bit of difficulty run blocking right now. So they extend the run, pass it to him, and boom, he's gone. And so if they can limit him, I'm going to put it to 40 yards receiving or less in this game. I think that's going to give them a lot of success, because we know the Browns can stop the run. And so if Christian McCaffrey is going to be hurting them in this game, it's going to be in the passing game. So that's important, I think, for the defense here to find success. Obviously, we know they want to get sacks and everything else. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I know I keep going back to it, but I think especially now that, we're game planning more for Shedeur, and maybe this might have been a very basic game this past game, and now maybe they're going to open it up a little bit more complexity. Still getting Quinshon involved. I still think he is such an important piece to this offense, and he really can help support Shedeur, and kind of, these rookies can have each other's backs. And so if we can get Quinshon close to 100 yards combined, I think that's really going to make a difference for this offense, because that means that they're going to be chewing up clock. And that's how they won last time too against the Niners. They limited their plays. They limited how much possession they had. Looking at, I know this is 2 years ago, but I'll never forget that game, like I said. And I think overall they held them under 60 plays, whereas the Browns had 70. So if they can do something like that, keep them between 50 and 60 offensive snaps, I think those three things are really going to help them get a win here.
With PJ Walker, no less.
Great, yeah.
Throwing
Crazy.
2 interceptions.
Yeah. So, it'll be interesting. Real quick, just sidebar on that. What did you guys think of the 2 Wildcats in the red zone for touchdowns, 2 for 2 on those? Do you think Tommy Rees is really starting to be a little innovative here? And second, here's a question. I know this is kind of like a grenade I'm throwing in there, but it looks like he's on the short list for a head coaching hiring in college football. He's is it UCLA? I think he's on the short list as a finalist.
I didn't hear that, but that's interesting, and I guess it kind of makes some sense. To get back to college, I want to talk about Wildcat first. I think they kind of laid the groundwork there with what we saw against the Dolphins. If you remember, that was the rain game. It was nasty. It was wicked. We saw, I think, 4 times Quinshon took the snap directly. And at the time, we were like, don't love that. What are we doing in the rain? But I think it was kind of maybe laying the groundwork a little bit for what's to come later, at a later point, kind of building off of that. And, it's successful. It works. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite thing. I would prefer it for most of the time. The quarterback taking those snaps, he's used to it. Quinshon's not, but it's been effective, and I wouldn't be surprised if they continue it, just especially in the red zone. If Quinshon has so much power. So being able to get a couple extra steps in, having the ball with that vision, the quarterback vision, if it works, it works. I'll take it. I'll take the points. David, what do you think?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. Is I agree. Like it's not like he played quarterback in high school, so it makes me a little nervous taking snaps. But exactly what you said. It is one less step, one less handoff, one less thing that has to happen before he gets the ball, and we want the ball in his hands. And so if he can get that as the line is making their first step, and he can make his first step in line with them. And like he's got great vision. We saw it at Ohio State. Like he knows how to read where the blocks are going and where the defense is coming from. And so getting the ball just even half a second to a second sooner and being able to have that vision from behind center, I don't hate it. I mean, it worked. And he runs downhill so hard that I think all of it works and it makes sense. And yeah, I do agree though. I think there's a little bit of innovation coming from Tommy there, but teams are willing to do that as we see. I mean, if you have a rushing quarterback who can still throw the ball around, I mean, going back to Ohio State with Lincoln Kienholz, they're trying it out. And I don't hate it because it's just another way to get your players the ball in space.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to give a shout out to Face Paint Mike here for joining the show. Hey, Joe, as Al, you know who Face Paint Mike is. He's right next to Larry at the games. Question, you guys are huge Ohio State fans and watch the games. Did Quinshon do any of that in college? Was he ever in the Wildcat? Ever?
I don't think we saw it. I don't saw it at all.
Okay.
No.
Because I was like, maybe they knew like that's something he's comfortable with, and I was like, well, maybe they'll, that's why they did it. I
can't speak to his time at Ole Miss or high school. I don't know that off the top of my head. I don't have that readily available. But look, I think when you do line up with Quinshon taking that direct snap, if you have a quarterback handing the ball off, the quarterback typically just kind of runs to the side. He's not really doing anything. If Quinshon is the one taking the direct snap, you can have somebody else in fullback or whatever as another blocker. So. Look, I don't hate it. Sure. But I'd like to see Quinshon and Shedeur continue to build some, chemistry there, if you will.
John says he did it a few times at Ole Miss. He saw it. So that's interesting.
So, Dustin, give me your keys to a victory. How do the Browns win this game?
Well, time of possession is going to be a big one. I'm going to lean on with what David said there. I think if you can limit them to plays, and in this one, the turnover battle, I think, especially with the weather, we did see that Purdy got 3 interceptions in this last game. I think if you can create some turnovers and create some short field for Shedeur Sanders, that will be advantageous for our offense. So those are going to be my keys, but really just limiting them and making it just hell pretty much for Purdy, with maybe some picks and stuff like that. This Sunday, I think it's going to be the key to the victory on this one.
Yeah. David, you nailed it with this. Jim Schwartz loves this style of offense. He absolutely loves going up against the Shanahans, the Kubiaks, the Stefanskis of the world from that tree. That is where this defense typically tends to thrive. And I think being able to go out there with several different disguises. We saw what Brock Purdy did. He threw 3 picks. I mean, it was just really a crazy offensive game. They won 20-9. Brock Purdy against the Panthers, 23 of 32 for 193, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. Christian is their main weapon. I agree if you can limit him, but ultimately from a defensive perspective, just kind of being true to who they are. If they can just, like they did against the Raiders, stay true to their assignment, be fundamental, the takeaways will come. They will be able to get the ball. Brock Purdy's going to turn the ball over. He's going to put the ball on the ground at some point. Just be ready for it. Offensively, I liked what they did. I liked having Dylan Sampson kind of as a receiver, if you will. He is explosive. Jerry Jeudy, look, there's question marks surrounding the receivers. We've got a wide receiver problem. We know that, but we know that we've got some weapons. You've got Quinshon that has amazing power. We saw the speed that Dylan Sampson brings to the table. Shout out to Harold Finnan Jr., by the way. You cannot tackle that guy. Cannot bring him down. Love to see it. But I think maybe distributing the ball to some of the rookies. I know that sounds crazy going up against one of the best defenses in the league, but you've got some versatility. You have kind of different distributed talent. I like it. I like the idea of getting the ball in space to a couple of different playmakers, but also continuing to build that chemistry and rapport with Jerry Jeudy. That's obviously important. He is your number one receiver. would just like to see some better effort there. So that's my keys. I agree. You've got to play clean football here. Shador's got to go out, make good reads. But I would like Kevin and Tommy to try to keep this as simple as possible. Just see what we have in this guy and keep it simple. So there you have it. There's your victory. Anything else there that we missed, guys?
No, I was just going to say the only thing is don't be high stepping after you get a pass downfield. I seriously wanted to just throw something at the television. I'm like, that's another touchdown probably, or at the very least a field goal for the Cleveland Browns in a dome. Like what I mean, come on, finish the play and don't be high stepping like before you're tackled to the ground. Come on.
Yeah, like I said, I think we have and have had a wide receiver problem. I've been critical of Chad O'Shea before. I will continue to do that until we see better play out of the receivers. I mean, look, I think you have Isaiah Bond on a deep ball that was great, but that was about it. And then you've got Malachi Corley, who's been a bright spot here and there. Like you still have some talent. It's just like what are we doing? And Jerry Jeudy, that was bad. I hated that. It was pissed me right off. But you got here, like we have to figure the receiving position out. We have to. It's bad. All right, David. Anything else? We miss anything?
Nope. I think we hit it all right there, and just looking forward to the holiday, some time off, and football from tomorrow until Monday night.
Hey, so David, do you do any of the cooking in the kitchen? I don't think I've ever asked this. Do you get in there and make anything?
Yeah. No, I think we both participate and contribute. I'd say this year, last year we smoked a turkey. We're not doing that this year. We just got some ham and some kind of pre-sliced smoked turkey from Honeybaked Ham. But we got some sides going that we'll both work at, and I know Allie's mom's helping out too. So we're all in there working.
Let me tell you something, everybody that's listening. David, the Dr. David Ullery, the guy can cook. Let me tell you.
Okay, there it is. All right. So so cream of corn. So you better make her a good cream of corn. That's what I learned about 20 minutes ago. You got to make her a good cream of corn. So
yeah, it's a great.
Have you guys ever fried a turkey? You ever done that?
I haven't. No.
No, we did growing up, but I have never done it myself.
It scares me a little bit, to be quite honest, to fry a turkey. Like there seems like there's a lot can go wrong there. That's just
it is dangerous.
You see a lot of mishaps on TikTok and Instagram of people not doing well with their deep fried turkeys.
Yeah, there you go. All right, David, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Go Browns.
Go Browns.
All right, that was Dr. David Ullery. That was a medical moment brought to you by our friends over at Lorello Vineyards. Going to kind of quickly go through some of our other friends. Dustin, you mentioned Primetime Sports. Tell us about them.
Yeah, guys, it was great to see Denzel Ward, the warden, there yesterday, as well as Alex Wright. But guess what, guys? Black Friday through this weekend, go to their stores in the Belden Village or at Great Northern Mall, 25% off stores and 10% off the mystery boxes. Man, if you're looking for that loved one and you want a gift, a memorabilia, not just Browns, but all sports, including all the major teams in Cleveland, go there for 25% off. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. We did a mystery box from them. They do it right. Really cool stuff. Also, want to tell you about our friends over at, where's it at? My girl, Crystal John Tony. If you are looking to buy or sell real estate, or maybe you just have some questions, you're investing, or you're even looking to rent, give her a call, 216-215-6663, or at johntonysells@gmail.com. And of course, our good friends over at Lady Caroline Cruise Ship. Look at this. You can have beautiful views of the skyline. You go by the stadium. It's very Cleveland Browns friendly, if you will. Maybe when you're downtown, you need something to do with the family, you can head on over to the Great Cleveland Aquarium. They've got great exhibits there. It's a wonderful building, very family friendly environment. So please be sure to check out our friends over at Greater Cleveland Aquarium and Lady Caroline Cruise Ship. All right, Dustin, you ready to make some picks?
Yeah. Where did I leave off last week? Did I win?
So obviously last week I was out. We didn't do it, but the week prior,
correct.
Unfortunately, I got you again. So I am up 6-1-2. You are 1-6-2.
1-6-2. Okay. Well, you know what? Like the Browns, I gotta get back on this thing.
Yeah. All right, you ready? Let's
Yeah, let's
kick
do
it
it.
off with tomorrow, Packers at Lions. It's gonna be a great game.
Lions. It's Thanksgiving Day.
It's Thanksgiving. It's in Detroit. I'm gonna go Lions here. Chiefs at Cowboys.
You know, I know here come the Chiefs, but I also think that here come not the Chiefs. Give me the Cowboys actually in this game. I think the Chiefs are up and down. The Chiefs are up and down. They're good, bad, good, bad. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys here too. When you think of Thanksgiving, obviously you think of teams like Detroit, but like in Dallas, I'm gonna take the Cowboys here. Bengals at Ravens, and Joe Burrow is the starter, by the way.
Still Ravens. Ravens are red hot. We knew they'd come back once Lamar Jackson was back, and they figured it out. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, I agree. Bears at Eagles. Friday football.
The Bears are a really good football team. Their coach is great. I think they figured it out with their coach. Give me the Eagles.
You know, I don't know what to do here.
I think they're both 9 and aren't they both 9-3?
They are both 8-3.
All right.
Man, I think these are
It's gonna be a good game for sure.
game. I'm going to go with the Eagles because it's in Philly, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears pull this one out. Saints at Dolphins.
Give me the Dolphins.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins here. Texans at Colts.
Colts. They'll figure it out back at home.
Bounce back. Falcons at Jets.
Falcons.
Yeah, I think so. Niners at Browns.
Browns.
Oh, man.
Go ahead.
Know,
Go ahead. Take them. Take the Niners.
was it last time that I bet against the Browns, I think they actually won. So I took the Raiders. So they won. I'm going to do everybody a favor here. Just so the Browns win, I'm going to take the Niners. Obviously.
And this could be the one that puts Dustin back into the win column.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Rams at Panthers.
Rams could be the best team in football.
I think they are the best team in football. They are top to bottom great. They know how to win. Right now, Super Bowl favorite, in my opinion. Jags at Titans.
I really want the Titans to win. But the Jags, the Titans are kind of weird though, right? Like they kind of show up and then they don't show up. You know what? They have one win, right?
I think so. Yeah, they have one win.
This would be the type of game. I'm betting with my heart because of the draft pick. Give me the Jags. I'm betting with my heart. I can't do that.
All right. I am gonna also go Jags here, but this is another one. It's in Nashville. I wouldn't be surprised here.
Right.
Cardinals at Bucks.
I don't know if Baker Mayfield's
I don't know the situation. We don't know yet.
Here, who's the backup in
Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, well, that's not terrible. Okay. It's not like somebody I don't know. You know what? Give me. I mean, I'm going to pick this Baker or no Baker. Give me Tampa to win at home.
Okay.
They're pushing for the playoff push here. So,
yeah.
And by the way, they've lost 3 straight, I think, right? They kind of have to right the ship here a little bit.
They need to win this one. I'll agree. Vikings at Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Bills at Steelers.
Bills.
I think so. Bills are a little suspect though, aren't they? Like a couple
and then
of
they
times.
show up, but then they show up again, right? They're kind of weird right now.
I know that there's some question right now about the Steelers quarterback situation. So because of that,
he's not. I just say his hand's not 100% right.
Yeah, Raiders at Chargers.
Chargers.
Broncos at Commanders.
Here's the thing. I don't. Bo Nix is up and down.
Yes.
Is Jaden Daniels? Is he back and everything healthy?
I don't know what that's going to look like. Probably not, but also they need a win. They are 3-8 currently, and This is in Washington. Prime time.
Yeah, you're right. This is a big kind of sophomore slump for the Commanders. I mean, if we were picking between the Jaguars and the Commanders, who was going to be 3-8 this year, it would not have been
I wouldn't have guessed.
Commanders. Yeah, give me the Commanders. I think they need to win a game, and I just think it's a long trip for Denver. So give me the Commanders in this game.
All right, I'm gonna go with Denver just to change things up. But I think so. They need to win. Giants at Patriots. Last but not least,
Patriots.
Patriots.
They are the real deal.
Red hot. And that's it.
Is Jameis Winston starting or?
Uh,
Oh wait, Winston again looks so entertaining to watch on television. Football.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Before we wrap up, Dustin, why don't you tell our listeners about our friends over at Southern Tier Brewing?
Yeah, guys, if you can join us December 18th, we're having our Christmas party. That's right, over at Southern Tier Brewery. We're also going to do a fundraiser for the silent auctions for Bernie in his medical journey. As you all know, he finally got his liver transplant. And the Dunlap family was so gracious and their son to donate that liver, which is crazy what happened. And Bernie was out of the hospital 4 days after a liver transplant. I can only say that's because everybody praying for him, because they said they did not see somebody react so well, the body accepting the liver and all that. So if you can join us, Josh Cribbs is going to be there, Hanford Dixon, Kevin Mack, Bob Golick, Greg Pruitt, all of our other friends, Browns alumni and stuff are going to join us for that Christmas party. And of course, you can have some Here We Go Brownies brown ale. It's going to be amazing. Some good stuff to drink. So,
and if you're wondering, hey, what should I wear to that? Head on over to Weedy Bleed, Ohio. They can do custom, football themed items, basketball, baseball. Of course, you can get your official Here We Go Brownies podcast, hats, t-shirts, all of that good stuff over there. And last,
and we'll have that merch for you to buy that night. And then Hanford Dixon will have his merch there as well. His Top Dog Hanford Dixon sweatshirt. So it'll be a lot of fun because our friends from Weedy Bleed, Ohio will actually be there. So it'll be fun.
And last but not least, Dustin, take it away.
That's right. If you haven't had dill pickle vodka from there for the holidays, you got to get some of that. Of course, the Burning River Cinnamon Whiskey and all the great bourbons they have. Go to your local distillery stores here in Ohio, or look them up online where you can get them, or ask for them in your local establishments if they don't carry it, so you can have it on when you go in there and enjoy a great drink.
There you go. There you have it. Well, that's all we have. Apologies that we're wrapping up a little sooner than we normally do, but
get to go enjoy the holidays. Go enjoy your family. That's what we're doing. That's what Allie's doing. She's going to go out and have dinner and partake. By the way, anybody in Ohio, please drive safe tomorrow. The roads are going to be absolutely treacherous in Northeast Ohio, anywhere from 2 to 15 inches in places, which is kind of crazy. So be safe tomorrow if you're traveling, and of course, stay safe.
Yeah, go be with your family, have fun. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, Browns fans, go Browns.
Go Browns.